The discovery came during what should have been a routine deep-sea mining operation. The Mariana 7 drilling platform had been extracting rare earth elements from the ocean floor for months when their sensors detected something that shouldn't exist at those depths, a perfectly smooth metallic surface stretching for kilometers beneath the sediment. Dr. Sarah Chen stood at the observation window of the deep-sea research vessel, watching the ROVs circle what appeared to be an entrance to something far more significant than any natural formation. After 3 decades of searching the stars for signs of alien life, humanity had found their first evidence of an advanced civilization right here on Earth, buried beneath 11 kilometers of ocean. The energy readings are off the charts, Technical Director James Rodriguez reported, his eyes fixed on the streams of data flooding his screens. Whatever this structure is, it's still active, still powered after God knows how long down here. Sarah nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. The structure's metal alloy was unlike anything in humanity's scientific database. Initial scans suggested it was some sort of facility, massive in scale, and seemingly untouched by millions of years of tectonic activity. All teams, maintain position, she ordered through the ship's comm system. No one approaches that entrance until we've completed a full structural analysis. But even as she gave the order, Sarah knew they were working against time. The Chinese, Russian, and European deep-sea operations would have detected the same energy signature. Within hours, this discovery would become the focus of a global race for technological supremacy. Above the waves, humanity continued their daily routines, unaware that their world was about to change forever. In high orbit, the first signs of that change were already appearing. Subtle distortions in space that the world's most advanced telescopes had begun to detect. The Galactic Confederation's scout ships had arrived, cloaked and silent, drawn by the sudden burst of energy from the ancient facility below. Grand Admiral Zextel of the Confederation's survey fleet watched the holographic projection of Earth with barely concealed disdain. These primitives had somehow managed to locate one of the Forerunner sites. It was inconceivable that such a young species should stumble upon such power. The humans are attempting to access the facility, his second-in-command reported. They have no idea what forces they're dealing with. Of course they don't, Zextel replied. They're barely past their industrial age. Prepare the fleet for immediate intervention. We cannot allow them to activate any of the Forerunner systems. But the Admiral's orders came too late. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Sarah Chen and her team had managed to decode the facility's basic access protocols. As the massive doors began to slide open for the first time in millions of years, a cascade of events was set in motion that would reshape the galaxy. The facility was a weapons development center, one of many left behind by the Forerunners before their mysterious disappearance. But unlike the others scattered throughout the galaxy, this one had remained sealed and fully functional, waiting for a species worthy of its secrets. The first sign that something extraordinary was happening came when every electronic device within a 1,000-kilometer radius suddenly powered down. Then, just as quickly, they reactivated. But something was different. The quantum computers that had once been the pride of human achievement now operated at speeds that defied physics. Global defense systems evolved within minutes, developing capabilities that should have taken decades to achieve. Sarah watched in awe as holographic displays sprang to life throughout the facility, showing her team things that redefined their understanding of physics and technology. The Forerunners hadn't just left behind their weapons, they had left behind their knowledge, encoded in ways that could interface directly with human technology. Dr. Chen, Rodriguez called out, his voice shaking. You need to see this. The satellite feeds. There's something up there. Multiple objects, massive in scale, just appeared out of nowhere. The Confederation's fleet had dropped their cloaking fields, revealing ships that stretched for kilometers across the dark sky. Their message was broadcast simultaneously to every communication device on Earth. Humanity, you have accessed technology that does not belong to you. Surrender control of the Forerunner facility immediately, or face extinction. But even as the alien ultimatum echoed across the globe, the facility's systems were already responding. In orbital shipyards that hadn't existed hours before, machines that humanity had never dreamed of building began to take shape. The Forerunner facility wasn't just a weapons vault. It was a forge, designed to create defenders for whoever proved worthy of its power. Sarah Chen looked up at the alien ships through the facility's enhanced scanning systems and felt not fear, but a surge of determination. The Forerunners had left their legacy to humanity for a reason, and she intended to find out why. The Confederation's fleet hung in orbit like sword of Damocles, their weapons primed and ready to sterilize the surface of Earth. But they had hesitated too long. The first wave of Earth's newly forged defenders was about to launch, and the galaxy would never be the same. The orbital shipyards hummed with impossible energy as humanity's first line of defense took shape. Dr. Sarah Chen watched through the facility's quantum-linked display as machines beyond human understanding assembled vessels that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The ships weren't the crude, utilitarian designs that humanity had once dreamed of building. They were elegant, deadly, and alive with technologies that the Forerunners had perfected millions of years ago. Neural interface systems are online, Rodriguez reported, his fingers dancing across holographic controls that had become second nature in mere hours. The first wave of defenders is ready for deployment. The Forerunner facility had done more than just build ships. It had upgraded human consciousness itself, allowing select pilots to interface directly with their vessels. Each ship was an extension of its pilot's will, responding to thought faster than any conventional control system. In high orbit, Grand Admiral Zextal watched with growing concern as the human vessels emerged from their quantum shipyards. His scientists had assured him that humanity couldn't possibly master Forerunner technology this quickly, yet the evidence before him told a different story. Multiple energy signatures detected, his tactical officer reported, mandibles clicking nervously. The human vessels are powering weapons we've never encountered before. Sir, these readings, they're stronger than anything in our database. Zextal's copper-colored scales darkened with rage. Impossible. They're primitives. Begin the attack pattern. Show them what real power looks like. The Confederation fleet moved with practiced precision, their formation spreading out to encompass Earth's orbital sphere. Their weapons, perfected over thousands of years of galactic warfare, powered up with a fury that had broken countless civilizations before. But humanity's defenders were waiting. Sarah Chen stood in the facility's command center, now transformed into a nexus of Forerunner tactical systems. The neural interfaces connected her not just to the facility, but to every pilot and ship in Earth's newborn fleet. She felt their determination, their readiness, their absolute refusal to bow before alien demands. All ships, engage at will, she commanded, her words carrying through both conventional channels and neural links. Show them what humanity can do. The battle that followed would be spoken of in whispered tones across the galaxy for centuries to come. The Confederation ships opened fire with weapon systems that could crack planets, expecting to vaporize the human vessels instantly. Instead, their energy beams encountered defensive fields that didn't just absorb the attacks, they redirected them, turning the aliens' own power against them. Earth's defenders moved with impossible grace, their neural-linked pilots executing maneuvers that no conventional crew could match. Forerunner weapons opened up with surgical precision, targeting weak points that the aliens didn't even know they had. The first Confederation dreadnought fell within minutes, its hull split by weapons that ignored traditional defenses completely. Impossible. Zextal raged as another of his capital ships erupted in quantum fire. They can't be this advanced. They can't understand the technology they're using. But understanding wasn't required. The Forerunners had designed their legacy to interface perfectly with human consciousness, creating a synergy that exceeded even their original capabilities. Humanity wasn't just using the technology. They were improving it, their creativity and adaptability pushing the ancient systems in new directions. The battle reached its crescendo as the Confederation fleet, reeling from unprecedented losses, attempted to regroup for a final, desperate assault. Their remaining ships gathered into a spear formation, preparing to drive straight through Earth's defenses with overwhelming force. Sarah Chen saw the danger and the opportunity. All ships, coordinate through my neural link. Prepare for synchronized strike. Through the facility's enhanced sensors, she could see the fear spreading through the alien fleet. They had expected to find primitives playing with technology they didn't understand. Instead, they had found worthy inheritors of the Forerunner legacy, and that discovery had shaken them to their core. The final exchange lasted less than 30 seconds. Earth's defenders moved as one, their attacks perfectly coordinated through the neural network. Forerunner weapons struck from angles that shouldn't have been possible, bypassing shields and armor to strike at critical systems. When the quantum fire cleared, the mighty Confederation fleet had been reduced to scattered debris. Admiral Zexel's command ship, one of the few survivors, retreated to faster-than-light speed with a final transmission. "This isn't over, humans. You have no idea what you've awakened." In the facility's command center, Sarah Chen allowed herself a small smile. "No," she replied, though the aliens were long gone. "You have no idea what you've awakened." But even as Earth celebrated its first victory, Sarah knew this was just the beginning. The Confederation wouldn't take this defeat lightly, and there were still mysteries within the Forerunner facility that remained unsolved. Why had they chosen humanity? What were they really defending against? The answers, she suspected, would shake the foundations of the galaxy itself. In the weeks following humanity's victory over the Confederation fleet, the Forerunner facility revealed new secrets. Dr. Sarah Chen stood before a holographic display that stretched from floor to ceiling, studying symbols that seemed to shift and change as she watched. The neural interface translated the ancient language directly into her mind, telling a story that made her blood run cold. The Confederation isn't just an empire, she told Rodriguez, who was busy calibrating new defense systems. They're puppets. There's something else out there, something the Forerunners were fighting against. The facility's historical archives painted a picture of a war that spanned millions of years. The Forerunners hadn't disappeared. They'd sacrificed themselves to seal away an entity they called the Void Collective, a consciousness that existed in the spaces between dimensions. The Confederation was just its latest tool, unknowingly serving an intelligence that saw organic life as nothing more than fuel for its endless hunger. That's why they chose us, Rodriguez realized, looking up from his work. The Forerunners. They weren't just leaving behind weapons. They were looking for successors who could finish what they started. Sarah nodded, her mind racing through the implications. The neural interfaces, the quantum technology, the defensive systems, they weren't designed just for warfare. They were tools for a much greater purpose, meant to prepare humanity for a confrontation with something far worse than alien empires. Deep within the facility's core, new systems were coming online. The quantum shipyards weren't just building defenders anymore. They were constructing something else, something that made even the Forerunner battle fleet seem primitive by comparison. Sarah could feel it through her neural link, a presence growing stronger by the day. Director Chen, a young technician, burst into the command center, face pale with urgency. "We're detecting massive quantum disturbances throughout the galaxy. The Confederation. Their worlds are going dark." The holographic displays shifted, showing a wave of darkness spreading across known space. Entire star systems were being cut off, their quantum signatures vanishing as if they'd never existed. The Void Collective was making its move, using the Confederation's defeat as an opportunity to begin its final phase. "It's consuming them," Sarah whispered, watching through enhanced sensors as alien worlds vanished into dimensional rifts. The Confederation's loss here triggered something. "We have to stop it." But the facility was already responding. Deep in its core, the true purpose of the Forerunner legacy was awakening. The neural interface flooded Sarah's mind with new information. Blueprints for weapons that could strike across dimensions, shields that could protect entire solar systems, and something more, something the Forerunners had died trying to complete. Project Starforge, she breathed, understanding flooding through the neural link. They didn't just leave us weapons, they left us the tools to reshape reality itself. The facility's core pulsed with energy as ancient machinery activated. Through quantum feeds, Sarah watched as similar installations began emerging across Earth, not just the one beneath the Pacific, but dozens more, hidden beneath mountains, deserts, and ice sheets. The Forerunners hadn't just chosen humanity's potential. They'd bet everything on it. All facilities are synchronizing, Rodriguez reported, his voice filled with awe. The neural network, it's expanding exponentially. Every human connected to the system can feel it. Sarah closed her eyes, letting the full power of the neural interface flow through her consciousness. She could sense them all, every pilot, every technician, every defender linked to the Forerunner systems. But more than that, she could feel the pattern the Forerunners had woven into the very fabric of human DNA over millions of years of subtle manipulation. They had engineered humanity not just to use their technology, but to transcend it. The Void Collective is approaching the Orion Arm, the tactical officer announced. At current speeds, it will reach Earth in less than 72 hours. But Sarah wasn't afraid. Through the neural interface, she could see the full scope of the Forerunner plan unfolding. Project Starforge wasn't just a weapon, it was an ascension protocol designed to elevate humanity to a state of existence that could challenge the Void Collective on its own terms. Begin the initialization sequence, she ordered, her voice carrying through neural links across the globe. All facilities, prepare for full activation. Humanity is about to take its next step. As the ancient machinery hummed to life, Sarah Chen understood with perfect clarity why the Forerunners had chosen Earth. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their intelligence. It was their ability to face the impossible and refuse to back down. The galaxy was about to learn just how far humans would go to protect not just their own existence, but all of creation. Project Starforge transformed Earth in ways that defied comprehension. As the Forerunner facilities activated in perfect synchronization, the quantum energy coursing through the neural network began to change not just human technology, but human consciousness itself. Dr. Sarah Chen watched through enhanced senses as reality itself seemed to bend around their preparations. The remaining Confederation ships that had fled to the edges of the solar system bore witness to humanity's metamorphosis. Where once there had been a simple planetary defense network, now there was something far more profound. Earth's quantum signature was changing, resonating with frequencies that existed beyond conventional spacetime. The dimensional barriers are weakening, Rodriguez reported, his consciousness now partly merged with the facility's systems. The Void Collective is tearing through the Confederation's territory faster than we predicted. Billions are already gone. Through the neural network, Sarah could feel the fear and determination of every connected human mind. The Forerunner legacy had given them power beyond imagination, but the enemy they faced was equally incomprehensible. The Void Collective wasn't just consuming worlds, it was erasing them from existence, removing them from the very fabric of reality. Starforge initialization at 70%. The facility's AI announced, its voice resonating through both conventional and neural channels. Transformation protocols proceeding as designed. Sarah stood at the heart of the command center, now more of a dimensional nexus than a physical room. The holographic displays had become windows into multiple layers of reality, showing the approach of something that human minds had never been meant to comprehend. The Void Collective appeared as a darkness between the stars, a negation of existence that spread like cosmic cancer. All facilities, prepare for final synchronization, she commanded, her consciousness expanded far beyond normal human limits. We have one chance to get this right. The Forerunners' plan was ambitious beyond measure. Project Starforge wasn't just about building weapons or ships. It was about transforming humanity into beings capable of fighting on the same level as the Void Collective. Each connected human was becoming something new, their consciousness expanding into dimensions that normal matter couldn't access. As the transformation proceeded, the first waves of the Void Collective began to manifest in nearby space. They appeared as tears in reality, windows into a darkness that threatened to consume everything it touched. Through these rifts came entities that defied description, beings of pure entropy that existed to unmake creation itself. Multiple dimensional breaches detected. Rodriguez called out, his voice carrying echoes of other realities. The collective is trying to establish a foothold in our space, but humanity was ready. The neural network had evolved into something far beyond its original design, linking not just minds but souls across quantum frequencies that the Void Collective couldn't access. Every human connected to the system could feel it, a power that the Forerunners had encoded into human DNA eons ago, waiting for this moment to emerge. Starforge at 90%, the AI announced. Final transformation phase beginning. Sarah felt the change ripple through her being as Project Starforge reached its crescendo. The Forerunner technology wasn't just giving them weapons, it was awakening something that had always been there, dormant in human genetics. Humanity had been designed as a key to unlock the universe's greatest defense system. Through the facility's enhanced sensors, she watched as Earth's quantum signature synchronized with the ancient patterns left behind by the Forerunners. The planet itself was becoming a weapon, a focal point for energies that could rewrite the laws of physics. Every human connected to the network was now a conduit for powers that the Void Collective had never anticipated. They're attacking. Multiple voices called out through the neural link as the first wave of void entities engaged Earth's transformed defenders. The battle that followed transcended traditional combat. Human consciousness, enhanced and expanded by the Forerunner protocols, met the Void Collective's assault across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Where the collective sought to unmake reality, humanity's transformed defenders wove it back together, their enhanced minds working in perfect harmony. This is what the Forerunners were preparing us for, Sarah realized, as she directed the defense through layers of quantum-entangled consciousness. We're not just fighting for Earth anymore, we're fighting for the right of reality itself to exist. The Void Collective's entities reeled as they encountered resistance unlike anything they had faced before. The Forerunners had hidden their ultimate weapon not in technology, but in the potential of human consciousness itself. Every attempt to unmake reality was met by minds that could perceive and manipulate the quantum fabric of existence. As Project Starforge reached its final stage, Sarah Chen understood that humanity had reached a point of no return. They were becoming something new, something that even the Forerunners had only theorized about. The true turning point in this war wouldn't be decided by weapons or technology, but by humanity's unique ability to adapt and transcend their own limitations. The final battle for existence itself was about to begin, and humanity was leading the charge. Reality trembled as Project Starforge reached completion. Dr. Sarah Chen, now existing simultaneously across multiple dimensions of space-time, watched as humanity achieved what the Forerunners had only dreamed possible. The transformation wasn't just physical or technological, it was fundamental, a change in the very nature of human consciousness. Through the vastly expanded neural network, she could feel the presence of every transformed human mind, each one now capable of perceiving and manipulating the quantum fabric of existence. The Void Collective's forces pressed against the boundaries of their space, but they found themselves facing something unprecedented, a species that could match their dimensional mastery. The collective is attempting to bypass our defenses by shifting through parallel timelines, Rodriguez reported, his consciousness rippling across multiple planes of existence. They've never encountered resistance like this before. They don't know how to handle it. The Forerunners' masterstroke became clear in that moment. They hadn't just chosen humanity for their potential. They had engineered them to be the perfect counter to the Void Collective's entropy. Where the collective sought to unmake reality, human consciousness naturally worked to create, to build, to imagine new possibilities. All defenders, synchronize your quantum frequencies, Sarah commanded through the neural link. We're not just fighting their forces, we're fighting the very concept of unmaking. Show them what humanity can create. The response was beyond anything the Forerunners could have predicted. Transformed human consciousness began to weave new patterns into the fabric of reality, creating structures of thought and energy that the Void Collective couldn't comprehend. Every attempt to erase existence was met with an explosion of creative force, humanity's imagination made manifest across multiple dimensions. The surviving Confederation ships, watching from the edges of the solar system, witnessed something that would be spoken of for eons to come. Earth itself began to glow with energies that defied conventional physics, its transformed defenders radiating power that could be seen across the galaxy. The Void Collective's darkness met an answering light, one born from the combined will of billions of human minds. "They're retreating," Rodriguez announced, his voice carrying echoes of victory across quantum frequencies. "The Collective, they're pulling back from our reality." But Sarah could see that this wasn't just a retreat. The Void Collective wasn't simply withdrawing. It was being fundamentally altered by contact with transformed human consciousness. Where it touched the quantum patterns created by humanity's defenders, the entropy began to reverse. The Collective's very nature was being rewritten. Through the facility's transcendent sensors, she watched as the wave of transformation spread outward from Earth. The Confederation worlds that had been consumed began to reappear, but they were different now. The barriers between organic life and quantum reality had been forever changed by humanity's ascension. This was the Forerunners' true plan, Sarah realized, as understanding flooded through the neural network. They didn't want us to destroy the Void Collective. They'd wanted us to transform it, to bring balance to forces that had been in conflict since the beginning of time. The galaxy watched in awe as humanity stepped fully into their role as inheritors of the Forerunner legacy. The transformed defenders became bridges between normal space and the quantum realm, their consciousness spanning realities that had once been separate. The Void Collective, rather than being defeated, was being integrated into a new form of existence, one where creation and entropy worked in harmony rather than opposition. In the aftermath of the transformation, the survivors of the Confederation arrived at Earth not as enemies, but as witnesses to something unprecedented. They found a humanity that had transcended their original form, becoming guardians of a new cosmic order that the Forerunners had only theorized possible. "We understand now," the Confederation's new leadership transmitted, their messages carrying undertones of awe. "The Forerunners didn't choose you to win a war. They chose you to end one that has raged since the beginning of existence." Sarah Chen, standing in what had once been the facility's command center, but was now a nexus point between multiple layers of reality, felt the truth of those words. Humanity hadn't just survived. They had fulfilled a destiny millions of years in the making. The legacy of the stars wasn't about power or dominance, but about the unique human ability to imagine and create new possibilities. "We're not just inheritors anymore," she broadcast through the neural network, her consciousness touching every transformed mind. "We're architects of what comes next. The Forerunners gave us the tools, but what we build with them, that's uniquely human." As the galaxy adjusted to this new reality, Earth became a beacon for something unprecedented in cosmic history. Humanity had proven themselves worthy not just of the Forerunners' legacy, but of their own unlimited potential. The age of division between matter and energy, between consciousness and reality, between creation and entropy, had ended. A new chapter in the story of existence had begun, and humanity would write it together, one impossible achievement at a time.